Welcome everybody. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Um, I am. Uh, every once in a while on Saturday, like there's this little like family-owned joint, right? Like a diner type place, and they have like on Saturdays at a certain time for like $20, bro. And they let you do this to go. No place does this, right? But this place does. And you get like all you can eat catfish and all you can eat wings, and you go to the salad bar and make this gigantic ass salad, and you get this big ass thing of fries, and you get this little thing of potato salad, but that's straight. That's cool. um yeah. So that's going to feed me for like a couple of days, which I think is awesome. I love it. I'm really, really excited about it. Because I had some of the wings earlier and I feel really good that I had those. Except for the fact that like I feel like a fat fuck, but I'm glad that I had them, and that I have that, and the salad I just put in the fridge, and I'm gonna eat that tomorrow. Like that's a whole meal in itself because it's like, it comes in like a container. Like this is the wings come in, big ass thing. So yeah, I'm really, really, really happy about that. But I can't do it every Saturday because then I get sick of it. But I hadn't done it in like a month, and I was like thinking about it all day, and then I went and got it, and I was just like, yes, yes. Um, so yeah, so I'm having a good Saturday, um, and I got my diet Dr Pepper, and I last night I went live completely unrelated from the stuff that we normally do. It was just supposed to be a fun live. Um and it really was. It turned out super fun, and everybody who joined me last night, I'm really glad that you did, and I'm really grateful to you guys. I know it was late, so a lot of you couldn't join because you guys have early bedtimes and whatnot. I didn't start it till after midnight, and we just watched videos of Karen's like freaking out, and that's always fun to me. I had a lot of good laughs, and um, it made me think of something because I have a Patreon, and I I haven't done the Patreon in a long time, and the Discord. There's two Discords that I have. I'm not even in one of them, but there's two Discords that I have. One is for members, um, and there's another one that is for the Patreons. And Cherry, you're gonna have to rename that because I'm gonna get to that. But the other one's for my Patreons. But the thing about that is, I haven't done a Patreon stream in like forever. Um, so uh, because the little gimmick that I was doing, like if you guys remember, like that show Drunk History, and it's a segment on Funny or Die. That's how it started. It was this thing, Drunk History, where a celebrity would get like hammered drunk and then explain some point in history, some significant event in history. And so I decided to do that with old crime cases. And I didn't really think that through because like I have I have such a I have such a soft spot in my heart for victims and whatnot. And so I thought it would be really fun. And sometimes it kind of was. But it was really just the interaction that I would have like with the people in chat. But for the most part, because like I would get like a decent bottle of scotch, and I would drink that while we talked about it. Uh and then I would just get like really bummed out, and I'd have to like really like act like I wasn't bummed out. And um so when you're talking about a guy like Albert Fish and really like going over descriptions of things that he did to like small children, it's not fun, especially when you're drinking scotch. So that backfired on me, and so I stopped doing it. I just stopped doing it. But if you guys are interested and if you guys enjoyed last night's stream, it's still up. I'm gonna do more stuff like that. That's just lighthearted, fun, and I'll start doing those things for Patreon streams. So if you guys want to join Patreon, Cherry's dropping the link in the chat, and that's what we're going to start doing. And then you'll have access to the Discord for Patreon, and we can interact in there. So yeah, if that sounds appealing to you, then click on it and join Patreon. So yeah, I didn't think about doing that until I did the stream last night, and I was just like, why does it have to be about crime? You know what I mean? We don't have to do that. We could talk about anything. So if it's just wanting to just chill and hang out, you know what I mean? Patreon would be a good place to do that. And it's more intimate. There's just a few of us in there. And so, but yeah, the drunk like serial killer stuff, that's not happening. But that actually reminds me, just now, like as I was like, I actually got everything kind of set up and ready to go pretty early, which is a miracle that never happens. So I had like 2 minutes to spare, and I watched this trailer just dropped, and there's like a new Jeffrey Dahmer movie coming out on Netflix, like not a documentary, like a movie, a dramatization, a biopic. And that's dropping. I think it's gonna hit Netflix on the 21st. So just a few days, man. Just a few days. So I'm really looking forward to that. So just a heads up on that if you guys are fascinated by those sick fucks, which I kind of am. Yeah, check that out. Yeah, no, like they really, yeah, like because they got a pretty good cast. They got some award-winning cast members. The guy, I don't even remember the name of the guy that's playing Jeffrey Dahmer, but he really looks the part, and he looks like he's doing a really good job. They're really selling it. So, and I don't know who's directing it. It kind of looks like a Fincher movie. Give me a second here, real quick. Let me look into that because I'm super curious. It's going to drive me crazy. It's not saying. So I don't know. The actor's name is Evan Peters, who's playing Jeffrey Dahmer. But I don't see where it says. I'd have to like read this carefully. Series directors. Oh, it's a series. Ooh, it's like a mini series. I didn't know that. I thought it was going to be a movie. Murphy and Brennan. Who's Murphy and Brennan? I don't know. Whatever. It looks really interesting, so I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, we'll do that stuff for Patreon too. Like we'll have discussions on like new crime docs that dropped and things like that, and we'll do stuff like that. So, but yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna go over real quick. I'm just gonna knock this out of the way, honestly, because I'm not gonna talk too much about Cuck Church tonight. At least I don't plan to, but whatever. These things kind of happen organically for the most part anyway. So, but we are going to go over his latest video real quick. And let's see.
Well, it appears that I got underneath some dirty ass bed bug skin. You see, when it comes to the internet, there's not an issue with me and somebody talking shit back and forth to each other. There's not an issue on me and other rappers dissing each other with songs. It's not an issue if somebody takes my video that hates me and does a reaction to it and is like, yo, fuck this dude. It's not an issue.
Like, I love how he said that he got under somebody's skin. He is the king of projection, because dude is really, really bothered. If he's gonna like get to the point to where he's threatening physical violence, I think I'm getting under your skin, dude.
But here's the thing. There is a line. And if you cross it, I'm legally allowed to fuck your entire life up. And you're about to see a video of a page.
I find that really funny because he is doing so much worse to multiple people right now. And he's not even remotely concerned about the repercussions. You know what I mean? Like, just because you have a bunch of money, like, what's going to happen when you don't have that money anymore? What's going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, this is something you should be worried about, Ryan.
Page that's owned by a woman, and I'm about to legally fuck her entire life up. And she is going to be a prime example on this channel. On if you cross this line, I will legally fuck your life up.
We don't kiss his ass over here.
Can I tell you guys something that I know about Ryan Upchurch?
Oh, please do. Tell everyone what you know to be a fact. P.S. Here's this channel that this is on.
All right.
Now let's watch this lady dig her financial grave for the rest of her life.
Can I tell you guys something that I know about Ryan Upchurch?
Yeah. What's up?
Okay.
Okay, she
So,
removed it.
And y'all fact check me, okay?
Don't worry. We're gonna.
Fact check me. But when he was 22 years old, allegedly he was dating a 15, 16-year-old girl.
Well, you better have. We can't make that allegation.
No,
That's
it's
true.
okay. She can make that allegation. I mean, if she wants to be broke for the rest of her life, I could take her to court and sue her on just that. But man, dude, imagine what I could do if she literally said out of her mouth, "No, it's true."
No. It's true. Like,
Well, that took about 2 seconds, didn't it? I think it was actually less than 2 seconds.
no.
Now, I gotta say, he's targeting this channel, right? But the channel creator, she's not the one that said it. That's just a panelist that said it. So I don't see. I mean, I don't know if she could be held responsible. I feel like to some degree maybe she could. If I were her, I would take the shit down just to be safe. But the thing is I don't feel bad about that creator. I've never liked this creator. And this creator, she is not a crime creator. She is absolutely a drama channel. 100% a drama channel. She will bring in crime cases to talk about, or at least the drama surrounding a crime case. But she's not a crime channel. What she does is she opens her panel and just lets people kind of go at it and run their mouths. You hardly hear her talk, like, ever. She's a ringmaster. She does the same shit that Zav Girl does, except she just doesn't have the same popularity that Zav Girl has. But she knows exactly what she's doing. I don't have any respect for her or anybody who actually regularly goes on her panel on a regular basis, because somebody that was on her panel when I was up there with Ryan, Ryan was calling this friend of hers who panels there all the time a heifer, and just totally verbally abusing her and yelling at her. And this channel creator did nothing to defend her friend. She, at no point, I would have quickly just been like, look, this is you're on our channel here, dude. This is my channel, and this person is always here, and that's a friend of mine, and I'm gonna boot you off unless you can show my panelists and me some respect. But she at no point did that. So I don't have any respect for her in that regard. She saw that somebody with 3 million subscribers who's got all this controversy surrounding them was on her panel, and she saw dollar signs, and that's all that took place. And yet that person that she refused to even defend still panels with her for God knows what reason. I would have been like, wow, you suck. Why didn't you say anything? Probably because to some degree she was, just impressed with the fact that he was up there and they saw an opportunity to have drama and a back and forth with him. So do I believe that she believes the things that she says when she says the things against Ryan Upchurch? Sure. Because it's what makes sense. She's right about the things. But as far as her reasons for doing it, no, I don't think that they come from a place of integrity. I think they come from a place of just opportunism. So I don't particularly like the person that she was yelling at, which is why I didn't say anything either, because I just don't care. But all I could think about was the channel creator, and I was just like, wow, like this is how you let your friends get treated. That's good to know. Yeah. But anyway, fair is fair, though. Okay, fair is fair. That channel creator was not the one saying these things. It was somebody that she had on her panel. It was somebody that she had on her panel that was saying these things. So I don't know if Ryan understands that or not. So I don't know if he's still trying to hold the channel creator accountable for something that somebody on her panel was saying. But I'll go on with the video, and then we'll discuss this a little further, because this goes a little more beyond this.
No, it's true. Like,
All right, I just went back and checked. It's 1.8 seconds. It took her 1.8 seconds to financially fuck her life up for the rest of her life. Pat yourself on the back, stupid fuck.
their relationship was public, videos and all that stuff. Like,
You have the video?
Ah, yes. Show us the video. So a lot of y'all, when you see what she's talking about, you're going to go, just wait for it.
There was a video of her like doing his makeup,
Which
like
proves
they were
nothing.
like on a couch or whatever. and she
In
was,
all
like, doing,
fairness,
like, a
it
full
does.
face
It
of
proves
makeup and-
nothing.
How many of you at the point in this video know who she's talking about?
But yeah, this is like a relationship that was open. They were all on social media, all that stuff.
I know exactly what video you're talking about.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, found it pretty fast, didn't I? I have a really good memory. Now, the girl in that video with me, I'm not going to say her name because I
Well, the
respect
video's
her.
edited,
And I respect
though.
the fact that she has
You
a
know?
family and stuff now. So I'm not going to show her face either. But I'll tell you this. Her birthday's coming up. And guess what? She's finna turn 29. Do you know how old I am? I'm 31.
Unless you have a video, because I don't want to. Because
Here, I'm
going to
stop this just
Oh, dude.
because I'm that kind of guy. Clint Barton, hey Crispy, listen, I went to the thing and it said unblock, and I unblocked, and I don't know why your thing. I'm having the same issue with Gray Hughes, and I didn't block Gray Hughes. He blocked me a while back, but we're having the same issue. I don't know what's wrong with that when it comes to YouTube, but I'm glad you created another account and you're here. Welcome. But I did try, so I don't want you to think that I just totally blew you off.
Oh, dude. Super heavy allegation. See what this lady just done? This is considered taking it too far. And I'm about to legally take it really far.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't really just like.
Well, no,
That's
hear it
just.
out.
Whoever this guy is on Queen Bee's channel is like, well, you can't. She's like, no, yes, I can. It's already out. Lady, you are so fucked. You are so fucked. There is literally no lawyer But it's going to be able to get you out of this. At all. You said everything I needed you to say. You said what you think I done.
Well, you're not a lawyer, so
and
you
then
don't
you
know
continue
that.
to say it's true. And then someone questions you and you're like, no, it's already out there. It's true.
Because so far you're going to sue me and punch me in the head. But yeah.
You're fucked. And don't be like, oh shit, I'm deleting my channel. It's not going to work. You can delete it how you want. My distribution company can directly call YouTube. You know?
I'm with you, Cherry. I'm with you.
Yes. Yeah. A famous artist distribution company
we like
can
to
get
be,
on the phone.
We like to be fair
with
here.
Someone of importance that works for YouTube and find out who the fuck owns that channel because of this reason. I'm just winning all over the fucking place, ain't I?
No, not really. But okay. Now, because you got the wrong person. And just so you know, I have no reason to defend that creator at all. But you got the wrong person. It was not the creator who was saying these things. It was just somebody that was on her panel, Ryan. So just to be fair, I like to try to consider myself fair as I can be. You know, and I'm not a fan of that creator at all. Not a fan of her at all. But it wasn't her that said these things. So now, Heels in the Air made a video. She took it down. And I want to, in defense of her, because Heels in the Air makes great clip videos. And she's actually a very, very good, little independent little investigator. She's got some investigative skills. She's got some digging skills. And she posted something, and then the Burn After Reading had messaged me and showed me a few screenshots and was like, wait a minute, Heels in the Air might have been mistaken. Now, she did not do this maliciously. She did take the video down because there could be discrepancies with it as far as facts go, and that's because she is a person of integrity. And that's why the video is gone. So I took down the community post. But through no fault of her own, it's not like she heard a rumor. She posted an article. And so whoever the columnist was of that article, they pulled up the wrong girl. So this was basically saying that the girl was actually underage when they were together, and he was an adult and she was still in high school and underage. But it could be the wrong girl. So until she knows and can confirm it for sure, she took the video down because she doesn't want to spread any misinformation. And I wouldn't want to do that either. Now, I'm getting a lot of flack about the last community post that I put up prior to that, because there's a recording of Ryan screaming at his girlfriend at the time. I don't know if it's the same girl. I don't know. Probably a different girl, most likely a different girl. But people are like, oh my God, she Amber Hearded him and blah, blah, blah. And all kinds of lies were exposed on her part and this and that. That's not the point. Because the prior video that Ryan Upchurch made, he was trying to tell men how to be men and how to be respectful towards women. The reason why I posted that was to show the example that he is an absolute hypocrite when it comes to how you treat women. Because what he was doing was screaming and yelling at this person because this person was saying that he touched her inappropriately without consent while she was asleep, and she said no, and it made her uncomfortable, and he got pissy about it and wouldn't stop. So while he's making a video talking about how something is considered R, right? I just hate saying it. I'll just say fucking rape. I don't give a shit. We're all fucking adults here. Fuck YouTube terms of service when it comes to that. We're all grown-ups. So the fact of the matter is I was showing that to say that he was a hypocrite. Okay. Um, because he was blaming her. If you go back and watch it, I chose to put it in a community post and not go over it here because it makes me uncomfortable to listen to. I put a trigger warning there. I could play it here, but I don't want to be focused on those things. My gripe with Ryan Upchurch mainly is the fact that he's inserted himself into the true crime community and he's not welcome here. He's making all true crime creators look bad. So, Trenchard Hands, super sticker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So what he's doing is he's and if he's going to accuse people, innocent people, of things totally baseless without any proof, where he is telling people that they're wrong about the things that they're accusing him of, well, he should follow suit. He should follow his own advice. And so I like I said, I could have gone over it here, but I really don't want to like subject you guys forcefully to listen to him scream at a girl. Now, behind the scenes, we don't know what the issue is. We don't know if she was abusive, verbally abusive towards him, because clearly she was the one recording the phone call. And if she was the one recording the phone call, of course, she's going to act like the more innocent one. Of course, she's going to say, oh my God, Ryan, can you please just stop yelling at me, please? Of course, she's going to be the innocent victim, no matter what, whether she is the innocent victim or whether she's the aggressor and acting like the innocent victim. On that recording, it's going to be next to impossible that she's going to come off as the aggressor if she's making it a point to record it. So I don't think that I don't keep these things in mind. I have been falsely accused of horrible shit too. So I get it. But the thing is, the difference, Ryan, when it comes to this is why I say these things, to discredit you, because you're accusing innocent people of things, ridiculous, crazy, asinine, horrific things. So, as everybody knows, my channel name is an acronym, and it's basically a guideline that I've set for myself. For myself, I'm not preaching this to anybody else. I'm not saying this is what you should do. It's just for me. It works for me. And I try to follow these guidelines in order to make better decisions in my life. Gratitude, logic, awareness, acceptance, accountability, rationality, empathy, and resilience. Okay. Now, accountability is a big deal for me. Empathy is a big deal for me, but most importantly is awareness. Self-awareness is very, very, very important to me. And Ryan seems to lack self-awareness altogether. He absolutely seems to lack it, because if you're going to sit here and talk about how a man should treat a woman, and yet not only do we hear that recording, because that recording is rather old. Maybe he decided at one point, you know what? I don't want to treat women like this anymore because I don't think it's right. And you can change. Folks, I have yelled at a woman before. I've been in screaming matches with women before. Absolutely. I'm not proud of it, but I have done it. So, but since then, I have had major events take place in my life that caused me to think and caused me to change my behavior for the better. Caused me to at least make a conscious effort to change my behavior for the better. And the most important tool to do that is to have self-awareness, practice self-awareness. Ryan doesn't seem to be doing that. So what Ryan has been doing is he's sitting here telling everybody how a man should treat a woman, but yet since that phone call, regardless of the circumstances, we've watched him do it at least twice on panels to random women that he doesn't even know, screaming at them, calling them names, treating them the same way that he treated somebody that he tells that he loves, that he cleaned his room for, that he, cut his grass for, because he knew she was coming home and was super upset and threw a fucking little hissy fit because she didn't appreciate it. That's not what a man does. Sorry, it's not. And when I've behaved in this manner in the past, that is not what a man does. And I am ashamed of it. But in order to change that, I have to be able to admit that. Now I have to be able to admit it to myself. I don't owe any of you motherfuckers anything. I don't have to admit shit to you, but I choose to in order to make my point. I'm not afraid to, because my past is my past and I've done things that I'm not proud of. We've all done things that we're not proud of. And I would actually have more respect for Ryan if he actually embraced this self-awareness practice and then apologized. Simple. But he won't do it because he doesn't feel that anything that he does is wrong. That was the point of me posting that. Everybody's like, you need to know the whole story and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't need to know the whole story. I heard this guy admit and then make excuses for touching her inappropriately without her consent and say, well, because I haven't seen you in a long time and because I do all of these things for you, and made it and painted a picture of she owes him sex. That's not okay. That is not how you treat women. And shame on his mother for condoning this and defending him. Sorry, but it's just the truth. That's not what a man does. It takes a lot more to being a man than just paying bills and working. It takes a lot more. Just because you work and pay bills does not give you the entitlement to treat the person that you do this for like shit. That's not a man. Sorry. So that was my point of posting that. I don't give a shit about the backstory. I don't give a shit about who is wrong or right. I know what I heard on that recording. And I heard him screaming at a girl that he says that he loves and admitting to wrongdoing that she was accusing him of. Plain and simple. So everybody, dude, and I lost I must have lost 100 subs for posting that shit. Doesn't matter to me. Because if you can't use your common sense to see that, you're not going to get anything out of this channel. So I don't need you sub to me. I want people in my chat who have a sense of common sense, who have the capability of common sense. Period. I don't give a shit if you unsubscribe. Like I said, I call that cleaning house. But the bottom line is, this man did a video and posted a video saying that you're not a man if you condone a woman getting gangbanged. Against her will? Absolutely not. I do not condone that. But if a woman, no matter what her fetishes are, yeah, I will respect whatever they are, as long as these things as long as these things are within the boundaries of consenting adults, human consenting adults. That's it. Anything goes as far as I'm concerned. Ladies, suck all the dicks. And any man that judges you for it, fuck them. Get him. And I don't mean literally. I mean, to hell with them. Get rid of them. If that's your desire and that's what you want to do, don't let any man hold you back. Don't let any man try to control you, unless your fetish is that you want to be controlled. Good. Good for you. If that's what it is, right on. And if your fetish is that you want to control the man, good. Find a man that's willing to do that. Good for you. Right on. Whatever it takes for you to meet your needs and your desires, as long as it's human consenting adults involved, good for you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying Glare Airlines. Willow's Homestead will be departing. Thank you very much. Make sure to buckle up and fly safe, Willow's Homestead. So, yeah. And I think it takes a real man to respect that about a woman. Not judge a woman for her desires. and for her kinks, whatever they may be. It takes a real man to support a woman for what she's, and if it's something that you can't do, then just leave. Just, okay, hey, this isn't going to work. It's a little too wild for me, lady. So, this isn't going to work. I wish you the best of luck. Bye-bye. No problem. You're not compatible. Nothing wrong with that. But you're not going to shame somebody. A man does not shame a woman for having different desires that you're not ready for. Just because you're a vanilla fucking pussy doesn't make her a slut or a whore and somebody to be looked down on. A real man would know that. So that's my explanation for that community post. Moving on. Now, this was sent to me, and this will be a reaction video. This is going to be a reaction video. This was sent to me, and I have not watched it in its entirety. I just kind of started to watch it to see what it was and what I was getting into. And this was regarding Adventures with Purpose. Apparently, they have a former member that his name goes by. He goes by the name of Sam the Adventure Man or something to that effect. And he released this video quite a while back, and we're gonna watch this. But if you haven't seen it, neither have I, and we'll be watching it for the first time together, guys.
I've really struggled how to even go about this. I've wrestled in my mind back and forth. I keep on coming back to the same place that the public needs to know. Many people here on YouTube and on Facebook, they believed in the cause, they believed in us, they believed in what we're doing, they believed enough to contribute. I've had so many people reach out to me saying, let us know what's going on, what happened, why did you leave? And since I was involved, I have the social responsibility that I need to let them know. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. And for me to remain silent would definitely be wrong. And I can't have that on my conscience.
I like it already.
I'd like to start out just by publicly acknowledging that this is probably one of my weakest points, public speaking. This isn't easy for me to do. This isn't something that I've really wanted to have to do, but I know that it needs to be done.
I got to point out that I'm getting no negative vibes from this dude at all.
As I'd stated, I couldn't go on with my conscience knowing that, I had the power to say something and I didn't. So I want you guys to bear with me as I struggle through my words. And with that being said, I just want to start off by saying, I don't want
those of you asking who this guy is, his name is Sam the Adventure Man. He has his own YouTube channel, and he is a former member of Adventures with Purpose. This video, as I understand it, is him explaining why he left Adventures with Purpose.
I don't want any whatsoever AWP bashing. The fact of the matter is, they've had a lot of great results. They found people, they brought people home. A lot of you guys wouldn't even know who I was.
Yes,
without
Jerry.
Adventures with Purpose.
Yes, please.
I'm incredibly grateful, for my time with them, with Jared, and it was amazing. We really did do some amazing things, but a lot of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes just didn't sit right with me. A lot of the what seemed to be people's motives also didn't sit right with me.
Oh.
And so, with that being said, I just do want to say that I am thankful for my time with Adventures with Purpose. I don't want any bashing. I love those guys. And I hope that if anything, that this will encourage them, and this will be met as some kind of encouragement to get them to go to the next level, so that they can continue the work. Jared's extremely brilliant, and I believe in him. And I love the dude. I sat close to him all the time. We were in the RV. I knew him well for 2 years, or I got to know him, I should say. Anyway, but with that being said, I'm thankful. And I also, in my opinion, with all the money that's come in, I thoroughly believe that you could probably fund 10 AWPs. With the whole bit, the trailer, the gear, just everything. I don't feel that the money is actually being used appropriately.
Really?
I feel like the image of being broke is constantly put out there and put in the public's face, saying, hey, we're broke, we need tires, we need you to send money so that we can get tires so that we can go help this family. When from everything that I saw, that's clearly not the case. And I mean, not that case, not the case in a big way. The image of being broke, it's being used as a vehicle, in my opinion, to get more donations, and that's how this has mostly been funded. And also, shoving cameras in the face of grieving people who are at their lowest point in their life, and then being in a situation where they're constantly seeing that image of either them or their loved one, constantly being marketed. That to me does not sit right. That is not good with my heart whatsoever. I started doing search and recovery 12 years ago when nobody was watching. I actually have a heart for this, and I believe that my heart was used to put out this beautiful image to the world, but in my opinion, it's just an image. So shoving the cameras in people's faces, that wasn't good for me. These people are
now
broke.
Yeah, listen to the things that he's saying. I want to be abundantly clear. Nikki O'Shea is making a very, very interesting point. She's pointing out a very, very important fact here. This video was put out, let me see real quick, October 21st, 2021. This video is almost a year old, folks. Okay, so long before the Kylie Rodney thing happened. So think about that. This guy right now, a year ago, is talking about the things that made him uncomfortable about being in Adventures with Purpose, that made him extremely uncomfortable. And these are the things that I pointed out about the Kylie Rodney video, the things that SF Investigates pointed out about the Kylie Rodney video. So think about that for a second. Now, this is a guy that was there. This is a guy that dove underwater and got results with these guys, traveled with them, talked to them. You understand what I'm saying? This guy has all the credibility in the world as far as I'm concerned.
They're broken, they're sad, and then to be forced to watch time and time and time again, through various different medias, their loved one being paraded as if there's some hunting trophy.
Wow.
Yeah, that did not sit well with me.
It doesn't sit well
I apologize.
with me either,
My words aren't real good. How I've seen people treated in our group. Within our group, how I saw people treated. That was not good, in my opinion, and also the treatment of others. In my view, that things were not all that good. And I just wanted to say, I've been silent, for like the last, month, almost 5 weeks. I just had to take a moment, get my thoughts together, figure out, how do I even, present this to the world. Some legal counsel was sought, to understand, the wording and how to say things correctly. Because I don't want to find myself in a lawsuit, or that has been part of the reason why things have been so quiet on my end. So I do want to take a moment to apologize. Many of you guys reached out with your messages and your encouragement, and some of you guys with your challenges. I appreciate those too. But so many of you guys actually reached out to me. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I had so much support in the world. Just a regular dude. they can barely speak. And I just want to say thank you guys for your encouragement. With all these things going on, that I saw, from my view, what was going on with the money, how people were, being exploited, the image of being broke. Hey, we're broke, send us money. Just all of these things that I saw
familiar?
going on.
Basically what Adventures with Purpose has been doing is the same shit that I've been calling out Bullhorn Betty for doing, that I've been calling out Molly Golightly for doing, that I've been calling out Jonathan Lee Riches for doing, that I'm calling out Zav Girl for doing. So, I mean, well, actually, Zav Girl, I wouldn't put her in that category necessarily. I'll explain. We're going to get into Zav Girl in a little bit. But to put her in the same category as them, not necessarily. I think that she is greedy, but for different reasons. She has a different method. I have yet to hear her be like, hey, I don't have any money, and what I do costs money, so you need to send me money, because if you want to watch my content and you expect me to keep putting out content for you, then you need to pay me. That is what these people do.
I came back to the point, well, let me see if Jared even respects me. Let's see if he respects me. I think maybe about 8 months ago, I really don't know, he started putting out images of me and a few other people in his.
That's interesting. BC, thank you so much. When Adventures with Purpose located Kylie, I made a donation and sent a message to them regarding Ryan Upchurch. They responded that they were aware of what he was doing. As you said, actions speak louder than words. I totally agree. And that's very interesting. You're saying that you sent this donation when Kylie was located, and you made them aware of Ryan Upchurch's actions, and they were like, yeah, we know. We're aware. And here we are over a month later, and they're asking him to do their theme music. Okay. Okay. I believe you.
With stickers. He had stickers and pins and different things, and he was selling these things. He never asked me. He never cleared it with me. He never said, hey, Sam, do you mind? But, I let it go because, to me, that wasn't really that big of a deal. And I'm sure he was probably only making, a few $100, off of that, just my image alone. And then finally.
But you weren't getting anything out of that? See, I would have a problem with that. Now, if he was getting something out of it, okay. But the way that he's telling the story, he's basically implying that he never saw a cent of it.
Finally, I said, I want to see if this guy even respects me. I couldn't get back in that RV to do another trip without having this conversation. And so I reached out to him. This was me testing the waters there. I reached out to him to test the waters, saying, hey, Jared, I'm not really, I'm a volunteer. I'm not making any money. Things are tight. I have kids. I love helping people, but I need to make a little something. As a volunteering with him for over 2 years, helping him bring 8 people home, but more than that, helping his business grow and thrive. I felt that it was it wasn't like a wild conversation for me to have with him, saying, hey, Jared, can I have a piece of the pie? But it wasn't like any piece of the pie. It was specifically the piece that had my face on it, the stickers and the pins, and not the whole piece, just a portion. And his response to me was very curt, very short. He didn't speak to me as a friend that I've known for 2 years. He spoke to me as a, let's end this relationship here and now.
Wow.
Best regards, Jared. In fact, those were his words. Let's end this relationship here and now. This 2-year.
That is fucking cold-blooded as fuck, dude. Like, simply like, did you think it was okay to do that? Like, he had a reason to bring it up. I think he had a right to bring it up. And instead of showing that this person had any value to him, he decided to just be like, you know what? I don't feel like I need to explain anything to you. That's not what he said. It's just his actions dictated. He had no reason to no obligation to treat this man with any respect with an explanation at all whatsoever. Which is totally the vibe I got from Jared. Remember a couple of streams back, I was like, that dude totally strikes me as a shrewd businessman, plain and simple. Like, I know his type. I worked for a guy like that in Atlanta, like just like that. I know his type, totally shrewd. If he has good relations with the people that he works with, it's because it's better for business, not because he cares. It's because it's better for business.
Friendship. I didn't know him before YouTube. I seen him on YouTube, and just like many of you, I reached out to him to volunteer. And I told him, hey, I've been doing search and recovery. I'm a rescue captain. I have these skills. I'd love to put
he's a volunteer. He's a volunteer. Now, see, after this, these guys got smart, because remember, recently they just put out a video saying we're hiring. So they're saying, yeah, we're going to pay you. Because where they went wrong here was this. They were like, we're looking for volunteers. We want people who believe in what we're doing. And so if you have experience with rescue and recovery, then come join us, and you can do some real good and bring some families some closure and blah, 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 blah. I'm sure there was a whole fucking pitch, right? But then, this dude is selling pictures on buttons and t-shirts and shit with this guy's image, and he's making money off of it. And he can see what he's charging, and he can see that money is not being spent on the things that they're saying the money is being spent on. So there's clearly a profit being made. That, my friends, is the definition of a profit, which is why I have said more than once, non-profit my ass, AWP.
Put my skills, to use. And so, yeah, so that was my, introduction to Jared. And then after, years, I thought, man, maybe let's see if he respects me in this matter. But he said, no, he just dropped me. he dropped me hard and fast. And
wow.
And I was just like, wow. But I wasn't surprised, because in that time I'd seen him do that with many other people. And my hope in putting this out is actually, talking to you, Jared. I know you're watching this. I know your people are watching this, man. I love you, dude. I still love you. You're doing great things in the world, man. You have so much potential, so much capability. You're skilled, you're smart, you're brilliant, man. But you and I, man, we know where we're coming from here. We know our motives, but I don't know, just maybe try coming over to the motives of love, man. I'm telling you, brother, from me to you, man, I love you. And I hope that this will strike a chord with you. And I hope that it'll help you level up and your people.
BC, Jared, thank you. Jared thanked Upchurch Live, went on channel after channel, pushing foul play and talking about how we will be shocked at what they know and haven't released. That is not putting the family first. I completely and totally agree. And I heard him do it. In fact, I was moderating a chat that he did this in. So yeah. And I saw the thing.
And your people level up to where all that money can truly be used for good. Anyway, I don't know, what do you think, Dan? Do you think I covered everything? Or you want to say a little something?
Yeah. Adventures with Purpose, really,
is that his kid?
When I became the first time I started working with them, on paper, it was the dream job for me. I really was attracted to everything they said to be, their mission, everything about it. But as time went on and we grew and we got bigger, it seemed like there was a big shift within. And with big numbers comes big money. And that's totally okay. But we maintain the same image of, hey, we're hardly making it. We're hardly going along the road. And that really just didn't sit well with me. I've had the last several months to reflect on all of this. And in that time, I've been able to realize that, yes, I left Adventures with Purpose because I was blown out. I was tired of working. But more than that, I really was struggling morally with how we were handling things. It didn't feel like the honest operation we once were. It seemed like we had an ulterior motive. And it took me a long time to fully come to terms with that and realize that I was a part of this. But truly, I do believe it is within my responsibility and Sam's responsibility to speak out about what we both felt. And yeah, before Sam had announced he was leaving AWP, I really...
Chasing, thank you so much. Exploiting is running vid after vid, even Jagger graduating. That's relevant how. It's greed no matter how we want to say it, isn't it? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. We're going to get into some of that too. This is going to be a rather long live, at least for me. It's not going to be 8 hours. You see what I did there? But it is going to be a rather long stream in the sense that we have quite a bit to cover. So yeah, these channels that are doing that, I'll get into that when I get into it. But thank you, Chasing Truth, because we're on the same page. I promise you.
I really didn't know if anyone else felt the way that I felt. So I never really said anything about how it was bothering me morally, what everything's turned into, how we are using people's suffering to just profit. That didn't sit well with me. And I think with time, with every video I made, it just more and more felt more routine, more like, hey, what can we do to make more money? Not what can we do to help more people? What can we do to make more money?
Chasing, I'm really glad that you made that point, because I got that happened to me. I know exactly that feeling. That has happened to me. And it sucks, but it makes my content that I did moving forward make me feel great about it, make me feel great about the content I'm currently doing. So, and the criticism just bounces right off me. I don't give a shit, because people just couldn't understand. These are people that couldn't understand where I'm coming from. But I'm glad that you made that point.
What's the best business decision? Things of that sort. And I don't know. It's hard to talk about this type of thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel as though this needs to be said. This needs to be done, because it's within Sam and I's responsibility. And I don't think either of us could live knowing what's going on behind the scenes. There's so many people being deceived, donating every month, thinking that this money is going towards AWP to keep them on the road. And yes, I'm sure some of it's going to that. But in my opinion, there seems to be a lot more than that coming in. A lot more. And it just hurts my heart to know that so many of these beautiful families we were helping are contributing money they hardly have to Adventures with Purpose, thinking that this is like their way of contributing to something bigger than themselves. Same way people will contribute to their church, that type of thing. It feels like you're contributing to something greater than you. And for a lot of people, that means so much. And to know that people are living on this assumption of this is going towards a good thing.
Well, remember,
when in actuality,
Cindy, remember they're not trying to do an AWP bashing thing. They're simply explaining why their hearts led them to the decision of leaving Adventures with Purpose. That's all they're doing. And in this video, and we don't talk about that in here. A Voice for Hope. We don't say that. If I say it, it's different. But yeah, we don't mention that name in the chat.
I think.
But yeah, sorry, I was explaining. They're simply explaining why their hearts were led to the decision of leaving Adventures with Purpose. So they're not going to say where the money's going, because in all honesty, they probably don't actually know. They just know it's not going to the places that they're promising their donors that it's going. So yeah, but it's probably going in Jared's pocket for the most part.
It's something that we should be skeptical about. I think people just deserve to know that there isn't this amount of honesty and integrity that initially appears with AWP and the way that they present themselves. And I think Sam and I are here to present that, just question things. And beyond just informing the people, I think really the main motive of this video is to encourage Jared, everyone that's a part of Adventures with Purpose currently, to question what does an honorable
BC, thank you so much. After finding Kylie, they could have done nothing, said nothing, and they would have simply been heroes and had more admiration than they could have imagined. Fame and money took over. I completely agree. That's the same point that I've made over and over and over again, and I appreciate you reiterating that point, because it's a very important point. Like I said, I compare their behavior to an organization called Equisearch, and those guys do exactly that. You know, people will seek out interviews with them. They'll maybe do 1 or 2 interviews with the news source, and maybe with like a channel like Duty Ron, because it's like a former law enforcement officer. But other than that, they don't jump on every single YouTube channel to promote themselves. And they have a great track record. Tim Miller is one of the most humble people in the world, and he's doing this, and he's doing what he does for all the right reasons. The man lost somebody very close to him, and decided to dedicate his life to helping families with closure. And I think that's extremely commendable. And he doesn't do it for glory. He does it because it helps him cope with his own loss better. And I think that's very, very heroic. And I think that's very, very commendable. And I think it's got a lot of integrity behind it. Yes, 80s baby.
Operation look like? What does a like transparent operation look like? Is it a nonprofit, or is it simply just saying, hey, please donate? Not all of this money is going towards AWP, but it's greatly appreciated if you do. We're doing good things.
Yeah.
And just really tell the full truth.
Yeah, I'm not against people making money. I'm not against people making a lot of money.
Right.
But I am against people pretending to be broke.
Right. Let me guess what he's basically going to say. He's against people saying this is where your money's going, and it's not going where they're saying the money is going. So when you donate money to a cause, and these people tell you that that money is going towards something, but it does not go towards that thing, that is called grifting. That is fraud. Yeah, I said it. So
and
I don't think he's going to get that deep into it, but he's basically going to say he has a problem with them saying that the money's going somewhere where it's not.
Money, and that's their vehicle to wealth. I'm not. That doesn't sit. That, you know. So yeah, and so like to piggyback on Dan, same sentiment. You know, what does an honorable operation look like? You know, you can. It's been proven that you can leverage YouTube and social media to be able to help people. You know, with that being said, I'm just going to briefly touch on this here. I'll have another update soon, next week or so. But I'm actually in the process of putting, you know, my own gear together. I have a lot of things that have been donated to me. And so with that being said, I'm not going to let that gear go to waste. I have different people. You know, there's Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle, Kyler, my son, you know, Renee, my girlfriend, the Kevin Nomak. There's been many people that have reached out to us, reached out to me, that want to help. And so we're putting together a team. And so if you guys can find my email in the next video, I'll put my email link. This video here, there's no donations, no monetization, there's nothing. We just want to get this message out. For the next video, I'll have a link to my email. And I like, if you guys have any ideas on how to run this in a clean manner, because with YouTube and leveraging social media, which I'm not really good at, being a face man, but I can definitely put something together. What's a good way and using this platform, for good and true good, and how can I maintain, what's that word? Social, where I want to be accountable. Like I want to be accountable, to the donors. I want to be accountable to the members. I don't want you to. I mean, yes, there is life that I'm going to have. I do need to pay my way, but at what point does that become too excessive? So, but that's going to be another conversation in the future. But yeah, just like Dan said, what is accountable? And by no means do I want you guys to go over to AWP and start bashing. If anything, I feel like that they need encouragement. They need to be encouraged in the right way. I love those dudes, and I really, this was hard, but for me it just got too commercial, too commercial.
Mm-hmm. And that's our opinion.
Yes.
You are entitled to your own opinion. We're not making this video to seek what's the word? We're not trying to look morally superior by making this. That's
all right. Real quick, Cherry. I don't know if you remember. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't, because I don't remember. But there was a video that I did. It might have been just a couple of months ago, where it was before the Kylie Rodney thing, and I shilled their donation link in the chat, and I went over Adventures with Purpose because they recovered somebody that we were covering here, and I can't remember who it was. And I think we only did one video on it. But I swear that at the time when I went over it and I showed it, I did the whole thing where I screen shared their website, and I swear at one point it said it was a nonprofit. And I'm looking at the website now, and the words nonprofit are not in there anymore. So I'm wondering if they updated since they started getting criticism, if they updated and said that they updated it and took the words nonprofit out of there. Because I swear that I read out loud that they claimed to be a nonprofit, that if the website said they were a nonprofit. I could be mistaken though, but if you remember which video that was, let me know and I will go over that. And if I was wrong, I was wrong. No big deal.
That's the last thing we want. We
We're
just have struggled living, knowing what's going on.
It's been hard. I've been so anxious. The moment that me and Jared broke ties, I could feel like just this lift.
Well,
this pressure.
If you know which one it is now, let me know, and then I'll just click on it and we'll go over it. And I'll prove myself wrong right here. That's fine. I can be wrong very rarely. Usually you're the one who's wrong, but I'm okay with being wrong, even though I almost never am.
Sure, just lift it off. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to be fake. I don't have to, put on a camera voice. I can be real. I don't have to, I just so the moment that, that broke. But with that being said, Jared, man, I love you and I have love for you. And I really would love to see, you going, in a positive way. And I hope you are successful with that. I wish you well and your family well. You're doing great things, but I hope that you can level it up. And if you have my phone number, you know where I live. If you ever need to reach out, let's talk. But brother to brother, it'd be wrong for me to not call you out on this. I tried in private, I tried amongst our group, and now this is the bigger group. But not only is this the bigger group, these people also, they needed to know what was going on, brother. Everybody makes mistakes. Yeah. But let's see if we can get that back on track, or perhaps get it on track to begin with.
Yeah, this is the first time this has ever been done in the history of the universe. No one's ever had an AWP. So
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable being the
Yeah.
pioneer of something that mistakes are going to happen.
Yeah, man, you're brilliant, dude. You
Yeah.
got it.
So yeah, I think
Well, good.
really everything we need to talk about.
All right, guys. And Jared, so I'm not going to look at my phone for a couple days. I know you're busy. You're doing great things.
Yeah.
Please go over and actually give AWP their congratulations. They recently found somebody else on this trip. Has been absolutely amazing for them. They've really been knocking it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
So hats off, hats off to you and the crew. So from me to you, man, keep up, keep doing the good work, but maybe clean up some of that other stuff, brother.
Yeah,
we love you.
We love you, and we commend you for everything you're doing. You're doing good in the world, but I think you could just you got a little off track, and we're hoping this can bring you back on track.
Yeah, and thank you for what you've taught us.
Yeah, we wouldn't be nowhere without you.
No. All right, brother.
Thank you.
Maybe on that note, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for putting up with us as we stumble over our words.
We're not the speakers.
Yeah, we're not the speakers. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys, and thanks for being here.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you have that. There's that. And I'm just curious here. Oh, what a shocker. And I'm just gonna do this for what a shocker. I'm just gonna do this for fun. Just for fun. Oh, and it can't be a coincidence that there was 666 people in that chat right on the dot as soon as I clicked on that. So
the water. Like, what is she doing with that?
Wow.
okay,
So go real quick over to that video that I sent you. You don't have to.
Okay,
Where did
now
you
this
send
is
it
live
to?
right now,
But
folks.
your email. Look
Oh,
up.
okay.
This is live right now, and this is Zav Girl's channel. And what she's doing is she has one of Cuck Church's simps, Captain some shit. He's been in my chat almost every single live I've done about Cuck Church, simping and trolling my chat. And she's got him on her panel, and what they're doing is going over Xanime's footage, still trying to perpetuate the Xanime being part of some conspiracy. Yes, chasing truth. This is wrong. I didn't even think that Zav Girl was low enough to do this. What she's been doing is low as shit as it was. Yeah, Captain Kurt. What she's been doing is low as it is. I mean, doing 8-hour streams, where you're going over a press conference that happened a month ago. Why? For what? Why? Because, I mean, and it doesn't look like too many people are super chatting, but that's probably why she goes for 8 hours, because she's trying to collect that money. The longer you're live, the more you're going to get super chats, more than likely. Wolf Girl, thank you so much. When anyone comes in here and says Creek Squad anymore, all I see is brainwashed simp for a celeb that doesn't care about you. Sorry I had to say it. Don't apologize. That's exactly what they are. Don't apologize. That's exactly what they are.
Okay. All right. So do we need your sound? Do I need to share your sound?
I know, because I can walk you through what we're talking about. He just kind of does.
It's 8:45.
Yeah, I'm coming.
You have to eat.
I know. I'll push it back a little farther if I have to. I want them to see this.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's all speculation, but it's just really weird to me that when you see the map and you understand where she had to drive to get to where she was.
Zav Girl has graduated to being the biggest fucking piece of shit in the true crime community.
Launch that kayak for somebody that says she's never been there. She took an awfully weird route.
And the reason why I say that is because she sits there and pretends she doesn't take any accountability. Her whole thing is Okay, first of all, this is probably like her 44th. I think it's like her 44th live stream on Kylie Rodney. 44th. Like, you need to do 44 live streams on one case? Really? Like, there's no new information. She just keeps rehashing all the other information and then perpetuating gossip about her friends that are grieving her right now.
Google Maps don't say drive your car this far, stop right here, get out and take your kayak.
Sorry.
That's the road that everybody says you can take to get there. That was found
See,
by the
this is
trail,
how
by the hunting trail.
this
So
is
see,
this is how she gets to play innocent, because she runs the channel, but she just sits there nodding her head like, that's real interesting. And then when somebody confronts her about it, then she gets to go, well, I didn't say that. I'm not responsible for what people say on my channel. But she's the one pulling up all this shit and letting this guy spread information, and she's providing her platform as a vehicle to spread misinformation and to accuse a veteran of a crime.
down all the way from the interstate and did a loop-de-swoop through here. This is off of her GPS. You have to remember, she's never been here.
Oh.
Through this neighborhood to get to that spot. There's no other way. You can't get to that spot any other way. Those neighborhoods all cut off, and the only road that runs out there is that road right there. So there's where she went. She went right there. That's where she camped? No, I don't think so. She went across the water.
So,
and then that yellow map path marks, there's where Kylie's car was. So there's Kylie's car. That's like 600 yards from that shoreline to her car, and it's 400 yards from that shoreline to where she walked around.
Okay, so what's the logic here? What's the logic here? Okay, let me
there you go.
Let me just mute them.
When you live with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, your day can be.
Okay, so I thought I'd break this up into
what happened
two
here?
parts from my live.
My bad.
That comes in here so they know who's searching and who's not. Look who's now.
Okay, so what's the logic here? That's what I want to know. Is because he's sitting here saying that this is the path that her GPS, right? This is the path that her GPS was on. And then this way across the water over here to the left, where this guy's face is on that map, is where Kylie's car was found. But what did she do? Jump out of her fucking canoe and then drag the car into the water? Is that what she did? She just left. She left her phone, her GPS in her phone. She left it in the canoe and then took a swim over here and dragged her car into the water. And here's Zav Girl listening to this asinine bullshit that adds up to nothing and makes absolutely no sense. And she's just perpetuating it because this dude is a simp for Ryan Upchurch. Because this guy holds a better chance for Ryan Upchurch to come back onto her channel and bring her more views. That is the only thing she's interested in.
And walked back to your kayak and went back to your car. Literally, that's what she showed. What she showed in her video is this right here. What is the relevance to this? Like you said, it was a beautiful place. You didn't show the campground. You didn't show. Most people take pictures of the sign in the front of the park when you pull in. They go, oh,
that's so fucking
look where
stupid. Oh my God. I keep hitting the wrong thing. Sorry, guys.
Go back to this. She was on the interstate.
Dude, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. So she's supposed to take 24-hour footage nonstop of her whole trip. She would get to a place, be like, this is pretty. I'm going to post it. Or she edited her video, or she took a bunch more footage and edited her video. The funny thing is that she does not have any obligation to share anything that she already hasn't. Now, this stuff that she's put out there, it's open to some sort of criticism. Sure, she put the shit out on the internet, fine. But what you don't get to do is accuse her of a crime that we don't even know took place. A. B, you don't get to say that she owes us an explanation for anything. Like, she's not obsessed with this case. That's the thing. Outside the box with Chloe Joe, she's not obsessed with this case. What she's obsessed with is the money and views that the case is generating for her. Let's do something here real quick. I haven't really looked at it. Sorry. Let's do something. So before the Kylie Rodney case, yeah, just as I thought. Just as I thought. So let's start. Okay, Jalissa Fuentes. The last video she did before she started doing Kylie Rodney cases, 6,000 total views. Interview with Jalissa Fuentes, and this is going backwards, 2.9 thousand views. 24,000 Kylie Rodney view. All right, so there's some more Kylie Rodney stuff. So these are all getting the most views. So before we get to Kylie, look at all these Kylie Rodney videos she's done. All of these are Kylie Rodney videos. And then there's Ty Corbin and Lance about the Dylan Rounds case, 6.5 thousand. Candace Cooley, 2.4 thousand views. Dylan Rounds, 5.9, 5.3, 4,000. Okay, now let's get into all of the Kylie Rodney stuff. Okay, now this is way early on. She did a short video, but let's see. Okay, that's Candace and Justin, has nothing to do with it. So I'm just looking for long live streams. Once she realizes, I want to get to where she finally realizes that the longer the live stream, the more money she's going to make. So 24,000 views on this 3-hour long live stream. And then this 5-hour long stream, 75,000 views. And then this other that has Jared from AWP. This is the one where he thanked Ryan Upchurch, and it had Ryan Upchurch on her panel. And that has 116,000 views. Okay. And then she does this, let's take a moment to remember Kylie Rodney, so it doesn't look like she's exploiting her. So it looks like she actually gives a shit about the victim, makes this little video that's 12 minutes long, 7.8 thousand views. Let's go over the facts and brainstorm together, 59,000 views. Late night Kylie Rodney case discussion, no particular subject, let's just tag Kylie Rodney, 38,000 views. Let's please not forget about Kylie Rodney, because, you know, it's making me so much money. Let's not forget, guys, 26,000 views. Let's go to the interview and new posts, and let's see, 59,000 views. Kylie Rodney discussion is all that's titled, 47,000 views. Doug from AWP, 83,000 views. Interview with Doug with AWP, where she actually just goes over the same thing the next time, and it gets 41,000 views. Let's talk about my live yesterday, and let me restream my own live from yesterday. 47,000 views for this one. Is that Kylie Rodney's car? Everything we figured out so far with all the people, blank, 85,000 views. Let's chat, 27,000 views. Who's the third guy? Whose niece is Kylie Rodney? So now we're getting into the gossip, 71,000 views. Going into the Kylie Rodney press release 2 days ago, 51,000 views. Now the press releases were a month ago. Rare Sammy Smith interview, 48,000 views. I found the 1236 call interview with Sammy, 65,000 views. I mean, and right now, 3.8 thousand people watching. And now she's got a poll up that says, do you think Xaname is involved in what happened to Kylie? I'm going to vote and put no. And 58% say yes. Why? Because they're Ryan Upchurch simps. And why are they Ryan Upchurch simps now? Because Zav Girl has become a Ryan Upchurch simp.
That's because it's like they both got bruises. One of them was wet. She's at the scene of the crime, kayaking around, acting like she wasn't over in that area. My car's over here. I drove in a weird spot and parked. But I was there looking for people. No, it seems like you're creating an alibi to make it seem, oh, I fell down the hill. That's where I got my bruises from. Creating an alibi. Those weren't from falling down a hill. All of us has fell at some point in our life, and you don't get
bruises.
Are you a fucking doctor, asshole?
You get scuffs.
Yeah, and you don't get big, deep bruises. You might bruise.
Sorry.
You're that easy to bruise. It's not going to be.
Is it proven that one of them was wet? That Sammy was wet?
Hearsay. There's just people talking. I don't know. I'm trying to get to the original, where that originated.
The source.
See, that's where she's slick. She will she will disclaim things as hearsay, right? She'll disclaim things as hearsay. And she put up a fake car report. Really, Cherry? Jesus Christ. But she'll disclaim things as hearsay so that she doesn't have to be held accountable for perpetuating rumor. Because she knows goddamn well that these guys are probably going to get their fucking balls sued off for accusing somebody of a crime and slandering them.
It's so torn between.
Oh yeah, I bet you're tired.
You know what I mean?
It's cool because like that side is working on.
Come
like,
on,
the
you're only
angle.
you're
I'm
only
like,
4 hours in, Zav girl. You've got another 4 hours to go before you get tired. Come on.
I do a little bit of like when if Kurt comes on or something comes on, I'll look into it a little bit. But when I'm on my off time, I always veer towards like the friends and the people that are directly connected.
No one's talking.
But
no one's talking.
That's because they don't have
But
to
I'm not
fucking
there.
talk to you, stupid. They don't have to talk to you. There's nothing that they owe you any explanation for. You don't need to be taking something that's pure in this guy's life, this kid Jagger. You don't need to. Oh yeah, now I'm getting snitched on because I'm streaming her, which I knew was going to happen. You don't get to take this kid's graduation and then turn it into in his life because of assholes like this. You'd think that the worst thing that could have happened is his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend getting killed. You'd think that that would be the worst thing that would happen. But what's happening now is that his whole life is being picked apart and assumptions are being made about his life.
Car went in. They said, if you accidentally turned down, that you would know it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why it's like another red flag that I don't think it's an accident, because you would have so many signs before that you're going the wrong way. Like, Doug said, it's so bumpy. His car almost like turned over. Remember, he said he almost like turned. It's like,
even if it being so dark.
I mean, you think you would know by the time you get to the water, you would have already turned around and be like, I'm going the wrong way. That's what I'm thinking.
Unless she's never driven down there.
We've seen the post that says that, but we need to find, that's just still hearsay. Somebody saying, oh, I heard Sammy's sister said she got home with wet clothes. I have yet to find the originator or Sammy's sister saying it. That's what I'm saying. So we still can't confirm it.
Trent Treasured Hands, thank you so much. I cannot stomach watching Zav Girl. She dives down every rabbit hole that on the most part leads her to implying blame to individuals that never would have thought suspect until Upcuck said so. Pathetic. I completely agree. Thank you. By the way, I appreciate that.
Watch the rest of the thing where they're talking about the corrupt town. I thought that was kind of interesting, dude. I was getting into it. Did you? I thought that they were
the video
getting
you're fast forwarding.
Yeah, but we found the spot, and then I'm glad I did end up doing Kurt's first because I didn't realize he had to eat dinner. I thought we were. Yeah, I know. I feel bad.
Who's Sammy's sister?
She's got two. Okay, she's got two sisters.
Doesn't she have a brother?
See this?
Right?
And a brother.
This makes me mad. That makes me mad. Why are Sammy's siblings being brought into this now? Why is her private life being brought into this and being picked apart? Why are the people surrounding her being picked apart? What the fuck? See, you don't get to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know about anything and about everything and be I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to find out. I'm just trying to get the answers, but I don't know. I don't know. And yet sit here and pick apart people's personal lives that there's no indication that they had anything to do with anything. They just were at a party. They were just at a party. They just knew the girl.
A football player, but I
Wait,
did
I'm
see
gonna-
Montana.
Let me go to the
So I was
bathroom.
wondering if maybe her parents, do they live in Montana or do they live in Truckee?
I think they live in. Well, I don't know. Hold on. Give me 1
Yeah,
minute.
okay.
Will you be okay with chat?
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
minute?
it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me find out where her parents live. Like, why? 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 Like, let me go and do all this digging and be like, oh, I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, I fucking doxed her parents, but I don't know. Unbelievable. Like, and the idiots in this chat try spreading the rumor that fucking SF Investigates is Sammy's dad simply because Sammy's parents own a private investigator firm. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. Like, you know how many people have private investigator firms, dude? And they're in opposite sides of the fucking state. Opposite sides of the state. Unfucking real. All right, that's enough of that. And then we're going to move on to something else here. Now, this is a Heels in the Air video. I stumbled upon this a couple of like a week ago when she did this, but this is a Heels in the Air video. So now we're moving on to Butthurt Betty. This video made me mad, like straight mad.
In closing, I want to thank our media friends for respecting our request to give us privacy while we celebrate my daughter today. Unfortunately, the social media frenzy has become such a monster that our teens are suffering, and we want to create a safe space
Exactly,
for them to feel
Toast.
together without fear of something being taken out of context. To anyone who gains pleasure or satisfaction from commenting online, I ask you to take a moment to
And
look
of
inward
course,
and to try to recognize your motive.
666 people in the chat. As soon as I click on something talking about Bullhorn Betty, can't be a coincidence,
Remember
folks.
the three gates that all words should flow through. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? I implore you to remember that there is honor in silence and there is kindness in minding your own business. You are talking about the death of my child, our community's child. It's time to let our children mourn their friend quietly, peacefully. I hope you can find other, more beautiful and helpful ways.
It is time to let our children mourn their friend quietly and peacefully. What are you assholes not understanding about this? So instead, because in order to justify your shitty behavior and what you've been doing, so that you can continue doing it, you start criticizing this woman and this statement, this public statement that she chose to make, and take some time out of the celebration of her daughter's life. You choose to pick that apart in order to justify your shitty behavior.
Ways to spend your time and remember Kylie. Call your mom. Take a walk. Pick up a new hobby. Please know we got this. Let her rest.
What here? Let me read you my. I sent this to another a friend of mine. I sent this to a friend of mine yesterday, and this is my comment to it. And this is not to be disrespectful to anyone, even though I felt
this is a disclaimer, but yet even though she can choose not to say this, this is a comment that she's reading a message. She has absolutely every option to not do this, but she's choosing to do it anyway.
But I digress. Here, let me just read. I said she sounds so ungrateful. Just saying. This is
wow. She's talking about Kylie's mom making that statement. Right off the bat, she sounds so ungrateful.
Kylie's mom, and I hyperlinked it. That was the comments I made.
So what I would need you to do is eat what's in my diaper, lick the diaper clean, possibly lick my ass, and then put the diaper back on me.
Let's pull it back to just a little bit further. Like, we're the taxpayers here, lady. Yeah. We just funded 20,000 hours of searching for your daughter to be spit in our face.
Go on, get started.
You didn't do shit, first of all. You did nothing. And you are not entitled to anything. Because the respectful thing to do is to honor this woman's wishes. The respectful thing to do is to just simply respect her. What's so hard about that? I mean, but when you're somebody who's incapable of respect, and when you're somebody who's incapable of accountability and self-awareness, and you're somebody who's incapable of empathy, well, then I would expect to hear shit like that come out of your mouth.
Stop it. Tell me when you're about to begin, because I don't want to be surprised. Ooh, the river! My God, there it goes.
Not
That was a Fletch reference, by the way. Sorry, I'm a nerd.
the responsibility or our business to know exactly what's going on in this open case with minors involved.
I disagree a little bit with that statement.
See, let me play that one more time. This is somebody who called in, and she is spitting facts.
Because we have
case or our business.
Oh, there it goes.
Not the responsibility or our business to know exactly what's going on in this open case.
Exactly.
With minors involved.
Exactly.
I disagree a little bit with that statement, because we have a constitution, we have rights, we have rights.
The Constitution does not the Constitution does not provide you with the right to know the details of minors' lives. You asshole. It doesn't even provide you with the right to know what's going on with an open investigation involving adults. It's an open investigation. Law enforcement has every right to conduct it in the way that they see fit in order to produce results that are not victimizing anybody or violating anyone else's rights, but your rights are not included in that. Your right to know what they're doing is not included in that.
As press, granted, they do
the press
need to keep the integrity of the investigation closed, but this is a great public concern. And so, with that being said, I respectfully, I respect everything you say, and I agree.
No, you don't.
Especially with the kids, I've said that on this channel as well. But I, as far as we don't have a right to know, I absolutely respectfully disagree. That's the whole purpose of the press. That's the whole purpose of our constitutional rights to press.
But you're not really the press, and it's a private.
That's not true.
You're not the press. Let's hear what she says here real quick in response to that.
But you're not really the press, and it's a private.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Credentialed.
Okay, we've gone over her credentials many times, folks. Her credentials are a press pass that you can just order online for like, I don't know, I think it's like $60 to $100. Like, any of you can do it. That doesn't mean that you have all of these rights to details of an open investigation. You do not have that right. You don't have the right to crash a private now, and this is what's really funny about this, because she wants to know what's going on at this celebration. She wants to go around and ask the kids. She wants to disrupt this respectful gathering in order to honor the life of this 16-year-old girl who met her demise, unfortunately. Okay? She thinks that she has the right to go in there and start harassing kids and asking them questions and disrupting what, you know, because in her mind, she's like, well, that's how you get answers to what happened at the party. I guarantee you that law enforcement already spoke to these people. And the funny thing is about that is, in the statement that Kylie's mom made publicly, she thanked her friends in the media who were respecting the fact to leave that alone and keep that sacred, because people who actually do have real press credentials had enough scruples to stay the fuck out of there and leave that be. That's how we know you're not really press.
I have press credentials and everything.
And I'm sorry, but the woman who drove 8 hours to come and stream a very
listen up
emotional ceremony, that was wrong, because they even in comments, people, they were upset that the stream was actually being shared. So if she really cared about the ceremony and was there to actually share it with everybody, there wouldn't have been those types of comments made. I was actually at the ceremony to give my respect. I did not take one picture, one video, because that's not what it was about.
I agree with you to a certain extent. I don't know if they got permission or if
They did not.
It's a public place. They didn't have to have permission.
No, but
it's not okay, asshole. See, that's the way she looks at things. Okay, that's the way she looks at things. No, you don't have to have permission, but it makes you a fucking asshole if you take it upon yourself and disrespect the wishes of everyone there and what the vibe of that is, what the purpose of that get together is. It is not about taking pictures. It is not about a murder investigation. That's probably not even a murder. It's not about anything other than remembering this 16-year-old girl who lost her life way, way, way too early. That's all that was about. Nothing else. So no, you don't have the right to go in there and start fucking with people and disrupting that.
But it's not about having permission. It's about having boundaries.
Exactly.
And respect for a
That's what the law's for.
community.
As long as they're confining with the law.
I was there. I didn't
I'd
go
be
there
highly
for
disappointed.
clicks and
Wow,
views. I
dude.
went there for the family, for the
And
community.
kudos to you.
Highly.
Kudos to you. You're wanting your will to be spread upon everybody else.
Now, see, I have a little bit of a problem with that. I mean, I guess it doesn't really harm anything, but you know, at some point there's going to be people there that knew and loved Kylie that are going to be like, why the fuck are all these people that we don't even know here? You know what I mean? So there's that, but you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go, you know what I mean? I didn't know that girl. That to me is a very intimate thing. And the fact that they were saying boundaries, you know, if they didn't disrupt anything, okay, that's fine. But at the same time, I would not, I would feel like I would be disrupting boundaries by being there when I didn't know this girl. I'm just a YouTuber and I'm following the case. And even if I'm not a YouTuber who's just following the case, I don't belong there amongst her friends and family. That's some weird fangirling shit. You know what I mean? It just is. Sorry, but it is. And I realize that they didn't mean any harm, but for you to think that you're welcome there, you know, that's it's just they're going to be like, well, okay, you're following the case and that's why you're all right. I mean, okay. But that's still going to make somebody uncomfortable just because they're not going to be like, get the hell out of here. You know, you're kind of taking advantage of the fact that they don't want to cause a scene. And so they're just going to be like, well, as long as you're not causing a scene, fine, you know, but it's still going to make them feel weird. You know what I mean? So the people who called in saying, yeah, I went there, but I didn't take any pictures. Still, you went there. You probably shouldn't have done that, you know? Because what reason is there for you to be there? What good are you doing? You know, like you're there to support people that don't need your support. They need each other's support, but not yours.
Else, we're all different people. You know, I would have handled my business a lot different than the person that was recording because I wouldn't have been that far away. I mean, to be honest with you, I would be up in there. I would want to get people's comments on how this has affected them in the community. I would be working, you know, in whether that is offensive to somebody or not. That's my job. I can't think of feelings.
You don't have a job. What the fuck are you talking about? This is somebody who equates harassing people to doing her job. This is how she justifies it. Well, I have a press pass and you're not going to stop me from doing my job. And sorry if it offends you that I'm completely and totally fucking up something sacred that you shouldn't even be having to go through anyway because the girl was only 16 and she's dead. But sorry if it offends you that I'm going to make this horrible situation more uncomfortable for you. The one thing that you have earned in this whole thing, the very least thing that you've earned in this entire process is to send your friend off spiritually with respects. And you want to fuck that up and you feel you're entitled to fucking that up for them. That is because you, Betty, are a piece of shit.
When I'm doing my job.
Okay, well, that is why she had asked for the, you know, the news reporters and everybody to not record the entire thing. They will put it out on their channel when they are ready for everyone to see what the beautiful celebration they recorded.
The best way to do that is to rent a private facility so you can control what happened.
Because we're speaking about like their family relative who was murdered and speaking about the horrific events of it. Probably we should do.
Okay, so let's break this down for a second. So, bullshit Betty says that what gives her the right to be in this place and harass those people and disrupt their time to pay their friend and loved one respect, their daughter respect, their cousin respect, and to peacefully say goodbye in a very respectful and congregational type manner. The reason why you're justifying it is because they didn't rent a private facility where they need to lock the doors and keep assholes like you out. So basically, you know, it's like, well, if she didn't want me to have sex with her, she shouldn't have worn that short of a skirt. She shouldn't have been naked. She shouldn't have showered with the door open. That's the same fucking logic. That is exactly the same logic. God, what a piece of shit this lady is.
We should do something to like at least benefit them and make them feel better. What do you mean feel better? They're gonna feature on my YouTube channel.
Oh, this certain guy was her boyfriend and he is now arrested. Do you have 100%
Like, and
proof?
kudos to Heels in the Air, because Heels in the Air has this great way of like making things funny, and it's hard for me to find, and it's not her fault. She's just trying to like add humor to something, but the problem is that what she's pointed out, there's no way to not be infuriated by hearing what she's saying. There's just no way. If you have if you have a sense of empathy towards others, there's no way to not be absolutely infuriated by the things that she's saying. You know, so adding humor to it, like I can't laugh at the humorous parts that she's adding to the video because I'm still stewing about the things that I'm hearing her say because I'm mad. But you know, I commend her for trying, because I love Heels in the Air and what she does. This video, I was just like, I wish that I could laugh at I feel bad that I can't laugh at the efforts that she made to make it funny. Because what she's doing is so infuriating.
Proof that was actually one of her boyfriends
If
that
you,
was arrested.
you must have read the title and didn't watch the whole video. We very much
Okay, so it's misleading titles. It's that misleading.
It doesn't matter. That's my choice to do.
Wow. Hold on. So this is Betty's title for this video. Breaking Kylie Rodney. Someone has been charged with murder. Scary. Nobody was charged with anything. And yes, it was your choice to do, but that is absolute misinformation. And this is just another example in one video of many examples of why you are an unethical, unempathetic piece of shit.
They were showing pictures saying this is the one that Kylie was dating.
I said potentially. Do you?
Okay, well, those are potential rumors that
That's
could
not
or could
your.
not possibly be true.
If
Well,
you don't
that
like
is
what I
the
do
stuff.
here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, it is a suggestion, a respectful suggestion. Maybe this is too intense for you to watch.
People asking why the FBI is involved in on this. If she's a minor.
Let me read the super chat real quick. BC, thank you. She is the perfect example of why respectable journalists are trying to stop YouTubers from being able to obtain press passes or attend press conferences. What a joke. And yeah, I get that. You know, I mean, I could see, I mean, here's my thing. I think I agree with that to some degree. I don't think that you should be able to just, because we're not ready there. We're not ready yet. Look at the true crime community as it is right now. Like that's what all my content is about lately, is irresponsible YouTubers. And there's way too many. Do you think that these YouTubers should be allowed to have the same access as seasoned journalists that had to go to school for journalism and earn a degree? You know what I mean? Like, should people just start Googling how to perform heart surgery and then be able to go out and buy the medical tools to perform heart surgery and then just perform heart surgery? I mean, it's apples and oranges, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a life and death thing, but it's not, you know, that's not something that's it's not fair. It's not fair to somebody who's trying to learn a craft and master a craft, and they have to go to years of school to study journalism, and then some asshole can just fucking start a YouTube channel and be like, I'm the same as you, and I have just as much of a right to do what you're doing. Like, no, dude, like, have some fucking respect for the profession. She has no respect for the profession. Just because you fucking ordered a press pass that you might as well have gotten out of a goddamn fucking Fruity Pebbles box, that doesn't make you the same as somebody who studied journalism.
She's a minor. Well, yeah. Well, the FBI. I can tell you why the FBI is involved. That's a national park.
Right.
And there's somebody's dead. That is why the FBI is there. That's why they're involved, because It's a national park. To kill somebody in a national park like that is a felony.
I don't know if that's actually accurate or not.
And a dude takes an hour to get there. It's a plainclothes cop. It's like, do they even care? Right?
Well, the plainclothes cop means it was a detective.
No, I mean like a regular, like he's in a police outfit, like a beat
Mm.
cop.
Yeah, exactly. Heels. A plainclothes cop is just that. A cop in street clothes, dressed like an undercover would dress as stupid as you do. A beat cop would be wearing a uniform. Those are called uniforms. You know, like people who have jobs would wear. Unreal, dude. Like, unreal, man. Like, and YouTube is just flooded with idiots like this. Greedy shitbags who have no common sense on top of it. And the real dangerous ones, like, and it's crazy because like Ryan Upchurch is just he's just another form of dangerous, right? Because before he came along, it was just there was the smart YouTubers who were doing fucked up shit, which made them really dangerous. And then you had the stupid YouTubers who were doing fucked up shit, but people catch on. They can go, well, you know, that person's kind of stupid, and then they're only going to attract stupid people. And then most of the time, they don't really attract a large audience, right? Dolly being the exception to that. But the only reason Dolly is where he's at is because he's been sucking Ryan Upchurch's balls. So that's the only reason that he's even gotten to the point to where he is now. And so stupid likes to hear stupid. You know what I mean? But the smart ones that do fucked up shit, like canceled Karen. Now, it's debatable whether or not she's smart, but she's well versed. I will give her that. She knows how to sound smart. And she knows how to do it well enough to where she can actually fool intelligent people. The only difference is that she attracts intelligent people who have no scruples. So, but now she's canceled and now she's doing live streams on some other stupid shitty channel that because her other channel got canceled, and now she's just doing God knows what on something that's getting her like, you know, 40 maybe to 70 something people in chat at the most. People are on to her shit. Once she got canceled, it was just like, okay. But so, I mean, these good YouTubers though, you know, like they could have their own respect in their own right. And they're not trying to be journalists. You know, they're not trying to be regarded as journalists. There's really good YouTubers out there with really good intentions, and they have a lot of followers, and they do a good thing with their channels, and they're not going to get any decent recognition and be able to bring anything to the table because they're never going to be respected by the mainstream because of people like the people that I've covered here tonight. And it's just sad because these idiots in this so-called true crime community are making it fucking horrible for everybody. And then you got Cuck Church that comes along, who's a whole new monster in the whole thing because he's famous already. And he has over 3 million people following him. And he's making the least sense out of anyone. And now it's getting to a point to where all the other idiot YouTubers are, I mean, dude, he's taken Laura Perplexed under his wing. Like, what does that tell you? That should tell you everything that you need to know right there. And then he thinks that giving her money bothers people like me. Because that's the thing is, I don't think like you. No, it doesn't bother me. I hope Ryan Upchurch gives her all his money. I'm going to laugh my ass off at that. And the funny thing about that, Ryan Upchurch, is Laura's going to be laughing about that too, because Laura is sitting there thinking the same things that I'm saying, going, I can't believe these stupid motherfuckers are entertaining my shit, because Laura has been on my channel talking about how she does not give a fuck about crime cases. She doesn't give a fuck about the victims. She doesn't give a fuck about anything. She's at least honest about it. She does not give a fuck. We're talking about somebody who went to a fucking funeral and then took pictures of the casket and posted them. Yeah. But he thinks that that's something that bothers me. I'm like, that's just all you're doing. The more you do, you're just proving my point more and more and more. And if you give her all your money, I'm going to be like, this is great. That's I hope you and Laura get married and then she divorces you and takes you for everything you have. I swear to God, like that would make my fucking day. I would love that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck that you give her money. I'm just saying that you're just showing everybody what you're doing. You know, you're showing everybody your logic. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys taking some time on your Saturday evening to hang out with me. I had a really, really good time. I love hanging out with you guys. All your support, I really appreciate it. Yeah, we will do this again very soon, my friends.